Here are 7 things you can be planting in your garden right now and start to harvest in as little as 30 days. I'm Phil from Earth Nails and Tails, gardening here in Virginia's Zone 7B. But the good news is, most of these crops can be grown anywhere that have at least 30 to 60 days before their first hard frost, because most of these plants grow lightning fast. So come along and I'll show you how you can still get fresh food from the garden this fall. I'm gonna start you off with a double. Green beans. These plants can grow extremely quickly, especially when the soil is still warm. And once they start growing, they're gonna provide loads of production up until your first frost. And some varieties can even grow in as little as 45 days. So this gives you plenty of time to get a quick producing crop that you can even can and preserve and be feeding you in the middle of winter. Peas are also a fantastic choice, especially if you live in a cooler climate and your soil temperatures have already started to drop, because peas actually thrive in the 50s. And these also can take anywhere from 40 to 50 days, and they may even be able to withstand a slight frost. So if you're leaning toward the back end of your season, swap in some peas for green beans. Second are carrots. And I actually just finished planting mine in this raised bed as well as the raised bed behind me. And even though these crops take anywhere from 60 to 100 days to harvest, they're the perfect thing to be planting in your garden right now. Because unlike a lot of the crops that we're going to be talking about today, these are root crops that are extremely cold hardy. And we could take advantage of the lowering temperatures to actually preserve them long term in the soil. Carrots really do prefer the cooler temperatures, but if we get them in the ground right now, we could take advantage of those longer days, which are going to help your carrots germinate and begin to grow. And then as our frosts begin to arrive, the carrots will naturally send sugars down into the roots to act as an antifreeze, and you'll have some of the most delicious vegetables you will ever harvest from your garden. Third is lettuce. And some leaf lettuce varieties can be harvested in as little as 21 days. So this is a really fast producing crop. And if you're growing something like leaf lettuce, you can also utilize the cut and come again method to continuously harvest your lettuce all the way up to a hard frost. Now, the reason why lettuce is third is because it loves the cooler weather. But if you do get a hard frost, there's a good chance it's gonna die out in your garden. So it's a really good opportunity to get it planted in the garden right now. Whether you're growing leaf lettuce or head lettuce, it's going to make an amazing addition to your fall garden. Fourth is kale. And this actually takes a little bit longer to grow and harvest than lettuce. Typically, you can get baby kale within as little as 30 days and more mature kale leaves in as little as 50 days. But the reason why I put it after lettuce is because kale is extremely frost hardy. There are some varieties like red Russian kale, which I'm going to be planting out in my garden pretty soon, that will grow all winter long. Just think, red Russian kale, it's built for the winter. It's built for those cold temperatures. So if you live in an area that still has at least 30 days until their first frost, go ahead, get some kale on the ground, and I guarantee you'll probably be growing it throughout the winter, especially if you use some frost protection and season extension strategies. Oh, and before we keep going, have you noticed? I'm actually going from the plants that take the longest to the other ones that grow lightning fast. So if you want to see all of the plants, especially the ones that grow the quickest, make sure you watch all the way to the end. And I wanted to take this opportunity to say, if you have struggled with growing even the simplest of plants in the past, it might not be you. And that's exactly why I created the private Earth Nails and Tails community. So that way we can all get together with like-minded people who are all just trying to achieve the same goal of growing a thriving garden. And inside, We'll provide you the accountability that you need, the insights, the lessons learned, the best practices to actually succeed in your garden. So if this interests you and you're looking to truly master your garden, go ahead and check out more details in the description. Fifth is spinach. It's probably one of the most perfect greens for the fall, as it thrives in cooler temperatures and it can even be harvested in as little as 30 days. I actually love to harvest my spinach quickly when it's more of like a baby spinach, because if you let them sit even for a few more days, those leaves get absolutely huge. What makes them a little bit harder to use, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. You can easily use spinach to fill in different gaps around your garden. And if you know that you live in a cooler climate, look for varieties that have winter in the title, like Winter Bloomsdale, and you're gonna have tons of success. And it can even grow deep into the winter as it's very cold tolerant. Sixth are radishes. And these might be the ultimate quick growing crop, because not only can you harvest them in as little as 25 days, they're really tiny, which means that you could put them in spaces all throughout the garden to maximize your overall harvest. And one of my favorite varieties to grow, whether you're in the spring or in the fall, is the English breakfast radish. Similar to Garrett's, they start to get sweet as that frost arrives, but they're not extremely cold hardy. So if you've got about 30 days left, now is the perfect time to get one last harvest before winter. And seventh, arguably the quickest growing and the most cold hardy veggie that you can grow in a garden is arugula. Get some delicious greens in as little as 20 days from seed to harvest. And not only is this crop cold hardy, it'll give you some fiery and delicious flavor when you need it most at the end of fall and even into winter. These greens can grow so fast, and as long as you keep picking, they'll keep producing. So you can be creating some delicious salads and even cooking these up into different entrees like stir fries or just even a bed of greens. It's gonna bring some serious fresh garden flavor when you need it most. Now, I could stop right here and you would have 7 amazing plants that you can grow in your garden right now and start to harvest in as little as really 20 days. But one thing that I thought of is I never mentioned a single herb. All we talked about was veggies. So I want to give you an eighth or a few bonus herbs that you should be growing in your garden right now as well. Because herbs like we have parsley right here pack a ton of nutrition, vitamins and minerals that are so needed in the fall and winter months. So some of the quickest and best fall growing plants that I would grow right now are parsley, cilantro, dill, and make sure we're including our onions in the garden as well. Those chives and green onions, all of these thrive in the cool weather. And as I said, help you provide even more nutrition into your meals when you need it most. So don't give up on your garden just yet. These crops are proof that there is still a ton of time to get even more production out of your garden this fall. Just a few seed packets can keep your garden producing after when most people would think that the season is over. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel for even more gardening tips, because these long form videos are just a small part of what we do here at Earth Nails and Tails. We're posting videos every single day to make sure that you can be extremely successful out in the garden. Whether it's growing your first vegetable garden or you're looking to grow something like a beautiful permaculture space full of fruit trees and shrubs intermingled with a thriving vegetable garden, that's exactly what we are here to do. And if you're looking for even more support, I really encourage you to check out the private Earth Nails and Tails community, because inside I am providing you hands-on experience. I've made all the mistakes. I've figured everything out and designed a beautiful system that allows me to be successful every single time. And inside, you're going to find a community of like minded people that are trying to do the exact same thing as you. And in as little as 28 days, they are succeeding. So, if it is truly your goal to grow a productive and thriving garden, there's never a better time to start. And inside, I'm even providing you my free fall planting guide, as well as a list of the quickest growing crops of the dozens of plants that we mentioned in this video, all wrapped up inside with amazing step-by-step tips to get you started in as little as 7 days. This is my way of saying thank you and making sure that you can grow the most amazing garden ever. I'll see you inside.